Hey friends, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. It's me, Christiana Gaudet, your tarot fairy godmother. It's Friday. That means it's time for the Friday weekly. No, it's not any of those things. It's Thursday. That's what it is. Have a reading with me. I know what day it is. No, seriously, it's Thursday. That means it's time for the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter Recap. Here in the United States, this upcoming weekend is Memorial Day. And I always freak out about this because on one hand, Memorial Day is this really somber holiday where we where we acknowledge and honor and pay respect to, remember, those who have given their lives in military service. But like Memorial Day is also this long weekend, and like up north, it's the official start of summer. Here in Florida, it's the time when it's the end of season officially, and so it's when all the summer rates come in. So now Floridians can do cheap things all summer. So there's that. So Memorial Day is like this fun. Let's go to the beach. It's Memorial Day. Let's have a cookout. But it's also a time when we're contemplating the sacrifice of the families who have lost loved ones. And so I was just contemplating that and recognizing that no matter the reason, we all need time away. We all need retreat. And if someone were to memorialize me by having a cookout on the beach, I'd be perfectly okay with that, right? So I think what I'm saying is that how we have recreation, rejuvenation, contemplation, reflection, how we do these things, it's different for every person, and it's so very important. And sometimes we feel guilty when we take time, and sometimes we don't even know how to. So that's what we're talking about this week, and let's get going. I just realized my camera's switched again, which means now when I go to look at my cards, it looks like I'm looking away from my cards. I really hate that. I have to switch that before I come on again. Oh, let me remind all of you, if you are a member at the Stars or Suns level, we have our Zoom meeting tonight, 7:30. The link is in the community thread. You can email me. Make sure it was just Victoria Day weekend up here in Canada last weekend. Yes. And to commemorate that, my favorite Canadian TV series, Letterkenny, had a special episode. I was so excited. I just totally outed myself in a crazy way by saying that's my favorite TV show, but what are you going to do? All right, here we go. Okay, Melissa Grosso, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Love the newsletter. We'll start sleeping with a tarot deck under the pillow. Yes, this is something we talked about in the Creation and Divination article, is that if you sleep with a tarot deck under your pillow, put it in like a pouch, put it under your pillow, it will come into your dreams. I promise it will. I promise. And I want to hear the stories. Tell me about it. All right. Mix you here, Michelle in Canada, so nice to see you. Your newsletter has been smacking me down lately in the best way. Good. Just had a transformative time at a queer choir conference, say that 3 times fast, this weekend. So good. And I'm processing a lot. Make sure I rest this week. That's great. What is the best way for me to integrate this weekend's realizations and the realizations that will surely come as I continue to process? And you can see I am using Shadowscapes Tarot today. The 10 of Swords reversed. My goodness gracious. It's about unpacking a lot of hurt and shade and negativity that has been thrown at you and that you have subsequently thrown at yourself and that you have accepted. And what if the story is different? What if your story does not have to include all the ways you're bad and wrong, or all the ways other people might think you're bad and wrong? What if that doesn't have to be anywhere? And it's so hard. I mean, from the queer perspective, it is so hard. I'm down here in Florida where, you know, the queer population has been really terribly under attack. We are fighting back and we will win. But, you know, what this means is that from a queer perspective, you're always bad and wrong because that's what society says in little, or you don't exist, or you shouldn't exist, or something. And so to be in a place where you can just take that joy at who you are and knowing who you are and knowing you're in community and bringing that out into the world, which is a harsher world, and be yourself and lean into being yourself. And that is not easy, and there can be consequences to such a thing. But you know what? The greatest consequence for you is going to be joy, happiness, and love. So lean into that sense of acceptance. Lean into that sense of being one of many. Lean into all of that sense of being appreciated for exactly who you are. That sense of being talented, which you are, and what it is to share talent with others. So all of that. Does that make sense? I hope it does. All right. Melissa, my question relevant to the newsletter is, what is the best way for me to find rejuvenation? With an international job that is busy, I feel like I'm always on and I need to stay on top of emails. It is difficult to find time to truly unplug. Right? And, you know, once again, Melissa, thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. You know, it may be that you have to do it in hours. You know, maybe you do have to, even when you're away for the weekend or whatever. Maybe you do have to check your email once a day. Maybe you do. But you can take hours. You can take hours away from your phone. You can even get like a second phone, a burner phone. So if you're like going for a hike or whatever, you can have a phone with you for safety. But it doesn't have to be the phone, your work phone. You already have 2 phones anyway, don't you? You do. So you have to get outside in nature. You have to have phone-free hours, or at least work phone-free hours. And you have to, you know, the High Priestess here is such an interesting card. Let me see if I can get that in there so you can see it more clearly. It's like you have to recognize that, you know, there are probably times when even if you're off, there's things going on in your sphere that are mission critical and you need to be on top of things and you really can't be unplugged. But if it's a time when there's nothing mission critical, you can be unplugged. You must do it without guilt. And in fact, you must do it as an imperative. You must make it be imperative. And in that, you will find the balance between your inner self and your outer self, your work self and your personal self. You'll maintain that balance. This is so important. It is so important to your well-being, to who you are, and to your happiness. It's not even funny. All right. Canshin Verma, so nice to see you. This newsletter topic is something to which I resonate. Nowadays, it's difficult to take a moment for yourself with hundreds of tabs open in your head. And if you take a month or so, get back and work, it gives you a sad feeling and a sense of guilt, right? Right, and that's what we're all fighting against, because how are we doing our best work if that's the way we're feeling, right? Right? All right. Next question, Pip. Pip, thanks for being a member. Thanks for being here. Pip commented on a reel I did on Instagram. It's going to turn into a series, so thanks for that, Pip. I saw it, and I'm on top of granting your request, and I'll turn it all into a series, and it'll be great. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I'm Christiana Tarot on Instagram. I'm also Christiana Gaudet Tarot, just like here, on TikTok, and I'll be going live on TikTok starting soon. All right. Teresa, you had a dream with me? I want all the details unless they're not safe for work. Seriously, I want the details. Okay, Pip. My feet is how I'm getting my yes-no answers. So I'm wondering if it's a spiritual upgrade or a health thing. Don't worry, I know you're not a doctor. Good. So, this is such a great question. Did you hear this question? My feet is how I get my yes-no answers. So spiritual upgrade or a health thing? And here's the thing. It happens to readers that we will have health issues that manifest. I mean, the most famous one that I know of, and I can share this story because she shared it publicly. My good friend Marcy Courier, I think some of you probably know her. She was having, for about 2 years, she was having this experience, this sensory experience that she just thought was this spiritual upgrade. It was not unpleasant. Turns out it was a brain tumor. So you're right to and it might be both at the same time. But the idea of getting yes, no with any part of your body, that's a thing. Your body can be a pendulum. You can train your body to just go forward, go backward, yes, no. So the idea that it's your feet, that's a real thing in the psychic world. So let's see. Man, that card keeps coming up a lot. All right. I mean, I wasn't worried about anything health-wise here. You can see your doctor and just check, but I wasn't worried. I think this is using parts of your body as a pendulum, which is a real practice. And if it came to you organically, not through a class or a book you read or anything, it just came to you, 10 points, man. Chef's kiss on that one. So good. So good. Okay. I see that Teresa's telling me about the dream. I'll wait for her to finish, and then we'll share that. That's cool. Okay. Trey Cameron, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. I've been playing games recently as a means of retreat. I often have felt guilty about doing this. Should I? Should I feel guilty about it? And when we look at the level at which you are gaming, actually, I think this is a very healthy way. This is a meditative practice, and I think it's very healthy. So, Trey, I think this is good. I mean, obviously you don't want to spend all day, every day playing games unless you're getting paid for it. But the reality is this is a good retreat for you. It makes sense. It reorders your brain. It reorganizes your brain. It gives you a sense of peace. It's meditative. It's a rhythm. I think it's good. I do. I wouldn't feel guilty at all. In fact, I'd feel good about it. As long as it's not taking time away from other things, I'd feel good about it. I think it's really healthy. All right. Justine, good morning to you. Okay, Kanshin. A card on today's topic. So looking at, and you say that sometimes the people around you make you feel guilty. So what I'm hearing from you is that when you take time for yourself, you feel guilty and it's hard. And that can be work or home or whatever. And what I can say to you about that is, you are no stranger to being made to feel bad by people around you. This is something that happens a lot, and ultimately, you're going to create a life where you can curate a lot of the people you have around you, so you won't have this so much anymore, hallelujah. But in the meanwhile, you're dealing with this. And I think you just have to get to a place where, man, okay, y'all, I'm going to tell you a story, and it involves a 4-letter word. It involves what a lot of people think of as the worst 4-letter word. So if you do not want to hear a 4-letter word, please go away and come back in a couple of minutes. but I have to tell you the story because this is what you need. Okay, years ago, in Putnam, Connecticut, IT John threw a surprise birthday party for me. It was my 36th birthday. And the whole thing was, can you surprise the psychic? And indeed, he did. Got all friends, clients, all kinds of people at the hotel. Got a band. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. So around midnight, he goes to the front desk to check to make sure like we're not in trouble because we're going hard, right? It's a good party. And she's got a British accent, which makes it better. And I can't do a good British accent. But she says, oh, we've had a few noise complaints, but I just say, fuck them. That's what I got to say to you, Kanchan. At some point, just remember the wise words of the woman at the desk at the King's Inn in Putnam during my birthday party. Fuck them. That's what I have to say. Sorry. Okay, everyone can come back now. I'll stop using profanity. I just think it's healthy sometimes. I do. Okay. All right. Justine, thank you for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. Thanks for using members-only emojis. I hope my question is on topic enough. How can I improve upon my daily morning routine to start the day in a more rejuvenated, productive state, ready to tackle whatever the day brings? I've never been a morning person. I've always struggled with getting going in the earlier hours. I hear you. I understand completely. So you know how I did it? I'm same. I married a morning person. Changed everything. But I realize that's not something you can just go out and do. So how can you do it? Okay, so I'm getting a lot of love and laughter for my birthday party story. But you get the wisdom of that, right? Okay, so Justine, what can you do with your morning routine that would be helpful here? Ace of Pentacles. I think it's about what you ingest in the morning and how you take care of your body in the morning. If you can get up and do some stretches or listen to music and dance, if you like the food you're going to eat, if you like what you're going to drink, let the morning routine be about things that are healthy for you, but things you actually enjoy. Do you take a shower in the morning? Do you have like the most amazing soap, right, that smells so good? You know, you have to let the things of the morning be things of indulgences. So when you wake up, you can be like, okay, before I start the day, I get to listen to this music, or I get to have this shower experience, or I get to eat this delicious breakfast, or I have this most delicious coffee, or whatever it is. And just honor those things. I think that will help. And then it becomes like you time. Then your morning routine is you time. And I know, well, who has time for that? It may mean getting up earlier. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, but that was honestly the first thing I learned when I married John, was to have a better morning experience, get up earlier. I resisted it, but it's the right thing. All right. Claire C., so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being here today. I like the suggestion about sleeping with cards under your pillow. I dreamt last night of teaching old classmates and finding a broomstick across my doorway. So there's so much we could unpack with that. Carolyn McLaughlin, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Adrija, when do I go on a vacation as a retreat? Yeah, you could use that. I mean, I know you just went to India, but that was not a vacation. Oh man, this 10 of Swords reversed just keeps coming up and coming up and coming up. Like we all need a retreat and we all need it soon. I swear to goodness. StarCon will be a retreat, and we're getting the full website up right now, but you can get your StarCon ticket right now. If you go to the StarCon website, the tickets are now available. We'll have the full, the full presenters and all of that up pretty soon. Although if you hit the presenter tab, you can see all the presenters. So we're getting the bells and whistles on it. Justine, that's how I feel about these lives, man. I love getting ready to these when I can take my time in the morning, right? Right? That's the thing. Okay, so Adrija, going on vacation. I feel like it's a few months away. I feel like it will be this year, but it's a few months away. Um, Maybe October. Could you go in October? Is that a good idea? Could be. Could be. Hey, Lisa Adams, nice to see you. Sleeping with tools is a wonderful way to bond with them and connect energetically. That's right. Absolutely. It's an amazing thing. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So, Adrija, I'd like it to be sooner, and I'm actually hoping it's June, but I think you can go in October. Okay. Okay, hang on a minute. Just super over scrolled. Give me a minute. Okay, Karen Hendershot. So nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Whenever I try to plan time away, lately it seems like something always comes up. Is the universe trying to tell me something? Ace of Swords could be a message. Three of Pentacles. Queen of Wands. You know, I think if anything, the universe is telling you that your time is important, and as much as possible, you should have boundaries that allow yourself time away. I don't think this is the universe trying to tell you that you shouldn't be taking time away. So I think it's about prioritizing. And even though you've tried and failed, you must still try to get away because you need it. You need it really, really badly. I think you need to go and do something fun. I really do, especially now that the weather's nicer. So I don't think the universe is trying I don't think the universe is trying to tell you anything other than you have to do these things to take care of yourself. You have to. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Karen Winkle, so nice to see you here in the flesh. Usually Christina is repping for you. Glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. What is the best way I can rejuvenate? The Queen of Cups reversed. You need to do something that makes you happy. You need to make your happiness a priority. Five of Swords, man, everything has been a battle. You need to make your happiness a priority. You need to say enough, close for business right now, right now, right now, right now. Yeah. Andrea, nice to see you. Nalini, it's so nice to see you. I want to design my life to be more retreat and less demands placed on us by society. What do I need to do to have this life I desire sooner rather than later? I love this. And thank you so much for being a member and for using members only emojis. Well, I think what you have to do is A, you have to believe in it, and B, you need a real clear plan for how you're going to do this. I believe it can happen. It will use your creativity, and it will use your flexibility, and it will cause you to have to change some things that you didn't want to change. But you can do it. So flexibility is going to be the key. Flexibility, practicality, creativity, those things. Okay, so Teresa, I see the dream. I'm a few questions away from it. I'm going to do the questions and read your dream when I get there in order. Okay. Betty Flesher, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. You've been sleeping with the witch's garden under your pillow for about a week. That's so good. Oh, Michelle, I'm glad that made sense. Okay, Teresa, here's your question. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. We appreciate you. I joined a group that really resonates on most levels, but in some ways truly does not. Is this a good group for me to be a part of or not? I think there is something there that is valuable for you, but you're only going to be able to keep that balance for so long. So recognize this is not going to be a permanent affiliation, but for a period of time, it has value. Oh, gosh, hang on. Cards on the floor. All right, I'm back. Okay. Joyous Ocean, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. I also love the newsletter. And what was funny is my newsletter talked about retreat on the same day based on the retreat I went on last week. That is so cool. So Joyce Ocean, I think someone probably answered your question and you got your question in. So good. And I'm so glad you liked the newsletter. That makes me happy. All right, where am I now? Okay. Jackie Masters, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. How can I best rejuvenate and find balance? You know, the thing is, you're going to have to step away from problems. The issue with you is that it is very hard for you to really relax, unplug, have fun, take time away when there are problems you're dealing with. But honestly, Jackie, when are there not problems? There are always problems, always. So you have to learn to take your problems, put them in a metaphoric imaginary box so you can take time away and then come back to your problems. And when you do, you will find that you have new solutions for old problems. Does that make sense? All right, so here it is. This is Teresa's dream that involves me. I was at the beach in Florida and a massive scary wave came. There is a scary wave in Florida right now. I saved a dog from drowning. Then I was at an auditorium type place and a pregnant woman was harassing me and even shot bullets at me, but they were big and slow and I didn't get hurt. Then I spotted you and walked quickly together down a hallway to hide. Long table with many people. Everyone has posters they made. And I said, oh, I must have missed the class where we made the posters. And then I woke up. I know it's odd. It doesn't make sense, but you were there. Oh, I can interpret that dream. You want to come to StarCon. You don't want to miss StarCon. That is a FOMO dream. You fear missing out on StarCon. Okay. Am I being promotional there or do I believe it? I do believe it. I do believe it. I feel like, you know, taking time away, spending money, doing all of that to go to a conference in Florida is not an easy thing to do, especially when you got so much else going on in your life, but I think you really want to. Okay, Sheen and Butt. Thanks for being here. And what we're doing today is readings on time off, taking time away. So if you wanted to do a reading like that, a question like that, please go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, DH, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We really appreciate you. I have two possibilities for June. One is a solo trip and the other is visiting a friend and her husband. Which is preferable, or should I do both? Oh, the solo trip is good. Must do that one. Must do that one. Friend and husband, also really good. Must do that one. And the answer is both. Must do both. If you can, you should, for sure. All right. Oh, Betty, I'm not able to get away for vacation because of my mom unable to travel. What can I do to have a much-needed retreat for myself? StarCon is definitely happening now, though. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. StarCon is definitely happening, and you can get your ticket today. Tickets just went on sale. StarCon is definitely happening. Oh, I see what you're saying. StarCon is happening. That will be a time away. But what about now? What to do about now, right? What do you do now? It's got to be those moments of peace. You have to create for yourself moments of peace where if it might be, okay, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and then I get a half hour of peace. And in that half hour, you can do whatever the heck you want. You can take a nap, go for a walk, go to your tarot cards, listen to music, watch a TV show. I mean, whatever you want, and just say, this is my time. This is my time. And whatever it is, this is my time. And it can be 5 minutes, half an hour, and just call it, this is my time, and do the thing that feels most rejuvenating in that moment. That's what I would say. Lydia, nice to see you. I've been really stressed with everything that's happening, so I would like to know in what way I can take advantage of this hard time to craft a more relaxing life. I already do yoga and journal, and those are good things to do. You know, there's been a lot of talk in the past few years about the concept of mindfulness, which on one hand is great and on another hand is unrealistic. But I think for you, you need to have moments where you are just in the moment and not thinking about other things. That can be in the moment in meditation. It can be in the moment at the beach. It can be in the moment eating delicious food. It doesn't matter what you're doing, but just to focus on just being in this moment. Right now, in this moment, I am happy. Right now, in this moment, the sun is shining. And to just be in this moment. I think that would be a nice practice to add in for you. Karen Henderson, creating boundaries for self-care is big in my life right now, and so it should be. Betty, Sasha will not be at StarCon this year, but I am taking note that you are requesting that she could return. She was our headliner in 22. And I know you like her deck, right? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Karen, glad I could squeeze this one in. I wish I knew what makes me happy. I've really lost that. I would say do the old things that used to make you happy and see if happiness comes back. Okay, Joyous Ocean, I think I'm the queen of self-care, but I'd love to hear what comes up from the cards that I should be doing or resuming that I haven't done in a while. I love that. I love that. Joyous Ocean, and again, thank you for being a member. The Empress. Gardening, having flowers around you, belly dance, being out in nature, baking. I realize that was like all over the place, but some of those things maybe. Hey, Ren, nice to see you. Glad you're here. Claire C. My question is, why was the broomstick across my doorway so important? There were many other brooms being given to classrooms. So what is the significance of the broom in the dream? The significance of the broom is the Ace of Cups. So, it's the magical broom. It's not necessarily the cleaning broom. It's the magical broom. And it's about love, and it's about connection, and it's about creating space. And you were creating your space. You already knew. You were creating your space and being clear about what's in and what's out. And I think that's what you've been doing in your life, Claire, recently. I really do. And let me take this moment to remind folks, if you are a member at the Stars or Suns level, you can get to the link in the comment thread that will get to you to our Zoom at 7:30 this evening. I hope to see you. D9, so nice to see you. What positive changes in my life should I focus on manifesting? Honestly, I think it's about figuring out what you want. I feel like when we talk about this whole retreat concept, the idea of going inward, meditation to figure out what you really want. So I think the positive change you need is to know enough to know what you really want. And that's the thing. Teresa, you were thinking it was about StarCon too. There you go. Aprilia, you can donate if you want. You don't need to donate, but what we're doing today is questions about retreat, getting away, taking time for yourself. If you have a question like that, go right ahead. Okay. And Betty Fletcher, StarCon was an amazing experience, yeah. Okay, hey Quinn, nice to see you. Okay, Quinn Kalharius, Renata, nice to see you. Every time I get a new deck, I sleep with it under my pillow, like you suggest in the newsletter. I never dreamt about the cards, but my dreams get so much more vivid, right? Oh, Teresa, you're coming to the Zoom tonight. Yes. Oh, Joyous Ocean, you bought yourself flowers yesterday. So good. Allie Mammon, I feel like I haven't seen you in a million trillion years. What are the positive practices for retreat to manifest endless energy and focus and manifest and master self-discipline to go after my goals. The thing I think you need to do is to think about all the things you've been taught to believe and unpack them one at a time and try to figure out which ones are really true and which ones aren't. Play with that. Lisa Adams, will my new home be a good place to hold retreats? There is some work you need to do to make it so. But I think it would be ideal. I think it would be ideal, and I think there's ways to make it happen. Yeah. Okay. So you want to go, Aprilia 81, you want to go on holiday with your girlfriend, and we're having a lot of work issues. So will you be able to go? I think it's going to be hard. Finding the time and money to do this is going to be really, really hard. But I think you can do it, and I think you should do it. All right, my friends. So if you haven't subscribed to the newsletter, if you haven't read the newsletter, the link to do it is right in the description. StarCon tickets are available right now. You can go to starcon.com, STAARCON.com, and check back often because we're working right now to get the full 2024 experience online, and we're super excited about what we have to offer you. So thank you so much for being here. And it's last call for readings, y'all. I will be back tomorrow with the Friday weekly wrap-up. And I just want to thank you all so much for being here. Really appreciate you. And members at the Stars and Suns level, join us this evening, 7:30 Eastern Time. Be good. Take care.